Listen to me. If there was a wise man who would ever think of this, they would say in order to be superior to the man, you've got to be the man. For I am the man himself. Yes! Ladies and gentlemen, tonight, February 19th, 2023, marks a new era for the man, for the channel of the man. For my name, it's the Club of the Man, 1993, and I am the man, and you know it. For I am the man himself. Guys, what is going on? How are you guys all doing tonight? This is indeed the Club of the Man 1993, and we are here live. It's a very, very, very exciting night. Tonight, which is Sunday, February 19th, 2023. We're going to be talking about last night's show, WWE Elimination Chamber 2023. And as promised, there's a new intro, which I just revealed. I think it turned out great. Of course, you see that I'm currently wearing, which was, I think it was like a belt. It's like a soft belt that was used for my cap and gown in high school that I just happened to find when I had the idea for this new intro that I did. And why am I wearing it? Well, if you guys could not quite tell, let me explain how I came up with the idea for the new intro. So most of you do know I do have a video degree. And, yes, it's kind of turned more of like a side job, like an occasional gig here and there for me. But, I still love doing it, and I still hope to, get some type of business growing with it after my wedding this coming summer. We'll see how it goes. But I was always a big fan. There's some scenes in movies or even scenes in wrestling clips, anything, that I'm just a fan of how it was shot and how it was produced. And if you couldn't quite tell, the idea from my new intro was kind of like a parody of how they shot MJF's return at AEW All Out last year. I don't know why. Again, I thought it was a cool shot. Yes, I didn't come with a voicemail or anything, but that's why I did the whole cable thing, and then referencing a line that, again, I'm sure nobody's ever quoted. In order to be superior to be the man, you gotta be the man, and for I am the man himself. Just to add I wanted a little bit different character. And also, the new intro is just a YouTube library song called Pressure. Again, I wanted to something I basically wanted to not be MJF, but I just wanted to kind of make a parody, a reenactment of that return. Because I just thought it was cool the way it was shot. So I did, of course, use green screen for the microphone shots. I originally did use the green screen for the shot of me standing in front with my back turned and saying, for I am the man himself, and putting the scarf on. But unfortunately, again, I got to play around with it a little bit more in here. The lighting in here is not quite as bright as I thought it was. So I had some issues with the green screen. Because I want to be able to start using the green screen again. But I might have to play around with a few things before I bring that back fully. But I like it. I think it turned out great. And again, this gives me a little bit a different gimmick persona. There will be no more peace signs at the end of my streams. I will now be ending them saying, for I am the man himself, as that will be the case. Also, I'm going to be, of course, doing some more plugs because as of tonight, also, just a few moments ago, I officially created an Instagram account for the channel of the man. And of course, it's just simple, the Club of the Man 1993. You can find me on Instagram. So you can follow me there now. You can follow me at TikTok at the Club of the Man 1993. The catchphrase will still be shout for me for sub. But I'm going to try my best. I'm going to try to be a little more active on TikTok now that I have the Instagram page up as well, which I will be posting a lot of like news posts there. I might post some like throwback wrestling posts in there as well, just to kind of get the channel, rolling. It's not going to be a personal account or anything. It's going to be more so like, more so just, get a little more connected with the wrestlers. They might be able to see more some of my Instagram posts as I acknowledge some of them positively, of course. Well, if I need a rant, I won't be tagging them to, know that I'm talking crap on them. But just again, as I said, I'm still doing the channel just for fun. But, I still want to kind of get like the social media experience. If the Instagram page, though, works out well, then eventually I will maybe consider making a Facebook page also for the channel. But of course, everything is the Club of the Man 1993, except for Twitter, because, well, Twitter wouldn't allow more characters, so I am just the Club of the Man 93 instead. But, that'll be okay. We will all survive, but definitely make sure, of course, give me a follow on there, the Club of the Man 1993 as well, as it'll definitely be much appreciated, for sure. But that's all the intro, guys. Let's roll in, though, about the new intro and the new stuff on the channel as well. But let's roll in and talk about WWE's Elimination Chamber 2023. It took place last night, February 18, 2023, and it was at the Bell Center in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. And as of now, we are officially on the road, I believe about 40 days away from WrestleMania 39. And this show, I said in my preview, I felt this is going to be a good show. I think this show really exceeded my expectations. Like the matches I thought that this was what it was, were great. I actually surprisingly enjoyed the Women's Elimination Chamber match. Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley did what I thought they should do with it. But of course, I'm still wondering what's going to happen since Bray Wyatt called them out on SmackDown this past week. Edge and Beth Phoenix had a great match with Finn Balor and Rhea Ripley, although Dominic kind of stole some thunder in that match. And then we also had the men's chamber match, which I will say, I cannot decide right now. I don't know which match was better. That men's chamber match, minus, of course, somebody else showing up, and the main event. Those two matches, especially with the card structure, when I saw how good that men's chamber match, I was worried it was going to tire out the crowd for that main event. But let me just say, yes, I prepared for what happened in the main event, although it didn't quite go down how I thought it would. But I still thought this show was awesome. I was excited. If you saw my live reactions with my good friends Joe Miller, or Penta L. Miller, and Daniel Gaiza, we had a blast. We went nuts during that main event. And I'll be honest, I do kind of wish I would have gone live for that men's chamber match. Because boy, oh boy, was it... I loved it. I definitely, before this show, I would still say the best Triple H show was Clash the Castle. I think this one passed it up. This one was phenomenal. This was awesome. It was great. So, before we roll in and talk about the 5 matches on this card, let's check the live chat. As we see here, we've got Tyler said, cool intro. Thanks, my friend. I'm watching the first episode of the Legends of the NWO on A&E. I've been suggested to watch those. I hear they're pretty good. I might try to check them out. We got Wrestling News 365. I think Seth Rollins and Johnny Gargano should be a tag team. Not gonna lie, that would be very interesting. But I also have seen have a one-on-one match. Johnny also, Quill Gargano, take some notes from what Daddy did in this match. Who do you think Johnny Gargano should wrestle at WrestleMania 39? I think we should get... Oh, I get too far. I don't know if they'll give Johnny a spotlight at WrestleMania this year. He did kind of go into the Chamber match probably with the least amount of momentum from anybody. I think they're waiting for Ciampa to come back. So I don't think Johnny's going to be wrestling at WrestleMania this year because Seth Rollins is occupied. Finn Balor and Edge are probably going to be having another match, even though I don't get why they would after this match. I would say if he wasn't injured, him and AJ Styles wouldn't be too bad of a match, but I don't think Johnny's going to be on the card this year. He could, though, and could change our minds, but we'll see. But I don't think he'll be wrestling at Mania this year. I think we should get Bayley and Lita at WrestleMania. You see, I would have liked that if Damage Control was booked better. Because with Bayley not being booked too strong, like why should I really care? I mean, sure, it'd be a good match, but I feel like I wouldn't be quite as invested since Damage Control has been a little bit of a disappointment. But if they do it, we'll see. Tyler took my words. I hate Logan Paul. Fire him. Let me tell you something. My fiance and my 9-year-old nephew was watching the show last night while I was with my friends. And when I got home, I played a little bit of Nintendo Switch Sports Soccer. And my fiance, my nephew beat me. And I had to go tell my fiance, who recorded it on tape, by the way, that I love Logan Paul and I think Bryan Danielson sucks because I lost, which is totally false. I lost the bet, but Logan Paul. Logan Paul. He's got my heat on right now, but anyways, Logan Paul cost Seth Rollins. I'd much rather see Johnny Gargano versus Seth Rollins at WrestleMania 39. That, of course, would be good. We'll talk about Seth Rollins and Logan Paul in a bit. But how are you doing? How are you liking your new house? I am actually doing very great, and I'm really liking my new house. I mean, yes, it's a lot trying to get organized. You know, we're getting the upgrades and whatnot, but so far I'm liking it really good. I think Rhea and Finn should have won last night. I picked them originally too, but I also think the reason why they went with Edge and Beth is because you're going to have Natalya lose, you're going to have Sammy lose. You got to give Canada somebody. So I understand why, but we will talk about that match in a bit, and if I think the feud should continue or not. We'll get a triple threat match at WrestleMania. Bray Wyatt versus Bobby Lashley versus Brock Lesnar. That could happen. But again, I will talk about that when I get to my thoughts on that momentarily. When is Bobby Lashley going to get a Universal title shot? I mean, if he beats Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 39, then he probably should get one. I mean, you beat Brock Lesnar, why shouldn't you get a title shot? So maybe, but of course, we'll see. But definitely think he should be up there for sure. And 1 month to WWE 2K23. Nice. Unfortunately, I don't have a PS5 or an Xbox or anything, so I still pre-ordered AEW Fight Forever as my first wrestling video game. But of course, no word yet on when that's coming. That means Chamber match just shows you that somebody could have walked away in that match U.S. champion besides Austin Theory. Oh yes, definitely could have been the case. But thank you guys both for your thoughts in the live chat. Again, if you are watching this live or after, make sure, of course, to do a couple things. First off, slap a like on the video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. And of course, I'm going to start plugging these a little more often because they are brand new. Follow me on Twitter at the Club of the Man 93. Be sure as always to shout for Meatball Sub and follow me on TikTok at the Club of the Man 1993. And also give me a follow on Instagram as well at the Club of the Man 1993 as well. So I hope the community gets the support, grow the channel, grow my social media avenues, and be able to do more creative things on this channel as we move forward. For I am the man himself. All right, guys, let's hold on. I just want to check one quick thing here really quick, and then we will roll through. Okay. Anyways. Let's roll in, though, and let's start talking about Chamber, because I am hoping to maybe get back to my Roller Coaster Tycoon Let's Play before I go to bed tonight. But we will roll in and talk about it. But Tyler, Wrestling News 365, please keep your thoughts rolling in the live chat as well, as you wish. So, my prediction was we would open up with either the men's Chamber match or Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley. We opened up with neither. We opened up with the women's Elimination Chamber match. It was Asuka, Liv Morgan, Carmella, Nikki Cross, Raquel Rodriguez, and Canada's own Natalya. Now, of course, as I mentioned in my preview and predictions, I was a little meh about this match. And again, because it seemed pretty obvious, the only person suitable in this match to fight Bianca Belair at WrestleMania is, in fact, Asuka. Even though I do feel that, although, yes, Rhea and Charlotte have a history, I feel like you kind of want to go more so of Asuka, I still feel had the biggest loss to Charlotte than Rhea did at WrestleMania. I mean, yes, Rhea losing at WrestleMania 36, I wasn't the biggest fan of either, but Asuka and Charlotte, where Asuka does beat Charlotte, maybe they didn't do that because, again, they've done that match so many times over the years. Could have been the case. Maybe that's why they said that the fresher match with Bianca and Asuka, because I'm pretty sure Rhea and Bianca did have a match. I think it was NXT TakeOver Portland. I think it was in 2020, I believe. They had a match there, which was good, but now, of course, with both different characters, completely on different levels, I definitely think they still could have had an awesome match as well. Despite the fact, again, that I felt none of these other women were really, suitable wrestlers, or suitable candidates to wrestle Bianca, this was still a great match. Liv Morgan, I think, was the star of this match. The one that didn't win, but still, stood out. She had... I think my favorite spot in the match with her was that sunset flip she did on Raquel Rodriguez. And then she took a couple other, bad, big, blows. I think it was it Carmella who slammed her into the post, and you get the close of her face, she's just she was all she just shook the head. Liv's taking some hard hits inside the chamber. Because remember when Shayna made, besides the Rumble, had her first main roster pay-per-view match at Elimination Chamber 2020 when she came in and just wrecked everyone. That's why she's taking some bad shots, but I thought she had some crazy spots. There was also Nikki Cross doing some wonky things, which, look, she's, ever since she of course, was kissing Michael Cole on commentary, it's it feels like they're allowing her to showcase a little more. Because all she's done for the past month or so is, kind of creeped on Candice LeRae, although some people suggest they may be suggesting her and Dexter Lumis be a psycho couple or something. Another thing, though, I could also possibly see happening is, because my friend was telling me last night that he's keep hearing rumors that Eric Young might be coming back to WWE. I don't know if they would bring back Alexander Wolf or Killian Dane, but who, of course, is Nikki Cross's real-life husband. What if they brought back Eric Young and had him, Dexter Lumis, and Nikki Cross as kind of like a new Sanity stable or something like that, which I'd be interested in. Because Dexter Lumis, dear Lord, again, this I was worried when he brought him. This babyface silence stalker character just is not digging it for me. I still think he has to go heel. So if they want to do that, that'd be awesome. But because Nikki, some great character moments the past week or so, especially with on SmackDown on Friday and in this Chamber match too. And even Carmella, I thought, had a couple good spots in the match where they booked her as a good character, gimmick. I mean, yes, all she was throw super kicks, but character-wise, she was the character gimmick of the match. And I'll give Raquel and Natty thing too. But what I was worried was going to happen, I thought they were going to do what they did with Brock Lesnar last year and Shayna Baszler in 2020. Because the moment I noticed that they were going to have Asuka come out last, which also, this is the first year I remember where they didn't have that gauntlet match where the winner would enter the chamber last. But I was worried though that was going to happen with Asuka. And I've seen that happen how many times. I didn't want to see it happen again. But nope. She got offensive, but everybody else still got it wasn't too much to make Asuka not stand out as she should have. But she still got enough offense, but everybody else still came out looking good. There was, of course, the one spot in the match where it came down to, I believe it was, I'm trying to remember the order of eliminations. I think it was Nikki Cross got eliminated first. I can't remember if it was Natalya or Liv who went next. But I remember the final three was Raquel, Carmella, and Asuka. And who did they go after? Carmella and Asuka teamed up to go after Raquel and double pinned her to get her out. Got the big woman out of the match. Made her look a legitimate threat. And then Asuka and Carmella came down to, you knew that was good. At that point, you knew Carmella was doomed, but Asuka won. And she's going on to WrestleMania to fight Bianca Belair. Which, again, fresh match. I mean, we did kind of see a little bit of it last summer at Hell in a Cell. There was that triple threat between Asuka, Bianca, and Becky. That was an excellent, excellent triple threat match, by the way. But I think they could also have a good match. I mean, yeah, so far, I think we have two really good women's matches, Asuka and Bianca, and then Charlotte and Rhea should hopefully be pretty good as well. So again, we will see again what happens as we go in and experience WrestleMania as that build gets more closer to that. Anyways, but yes, so that was that chamber match. But again, it was again much better than I thought it was going to be. You could tell these women were trying. It felt like they got everybody got something out of this, which is what I wanted to see. Again, most of these women are still in the spot where nobody can believe most of them will win. But I feel like they all gained a little bit of something from this match, which is good. So Asuka wins. Of course, when I saw that this match was opening the show, and I realized it was most likely going to be the men's chamber match being before the main event, I got a little scared because I'm like, can they, not, wear out the crowd too much in that men's chamber match for that main event? Because the crowd you knew was going to be hot the moment Sami Zayn came out. But of course, they did not cease to disappoint. But anyways, the second match on the card was Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley. So, again, as I keep saying, this match has to get to WrestleMania. This is a match that we should have gotten at SummerSlam 2018. And Bobby Lashley, I still feel, should have been dethroning Brock Lesnar at that show. Instead, though, they gave Bobby a pointless win at Extreme Rules just to lose to Roman Reigns in a qualifying match, just for him to, just be reduced to a feud with Elias? It was right before he turned heel, and that was a slow process. He went through Lio Rush as his hype man, then Lana's whatever you want to call him, and then, of course, the moment we got to MVP, it finally clicked for Bobby Lashley. And this Bobby Lashley is the Bobby Lashley I wanted to see to fight Cowboy Brock Lesnar, which I remembered when I was talking to my friends last night, but before Brock had returned at SummerSlam 2021, the first photo I had seen of his new look was a photo of him, cutting meat, being like a butcher or something, and I'm like, holy hell! So I was excited for his new look, and again, love Cowboy Brock. So this match happens. It was not too long. It was more so they just dominated each other for a bit. I think Brock Lesnar kicked out, just one spear. Bobby Lashley kicked out of 2 F5s. And I'm sitting there thinking, if this was Vince, Bobby probably would have lost at that first F5. Because I was worried. Because I keep saying, this match, again, is a match we've wanted to see since Bobby Lashley came back to WWE in 2018. And, of course, now that we have them both at their bests in great gimmicks, great, positions, let's do this. And, again, of course, last year when Vince was still around, we had, a stepping stone match between them, which, again, was solid. The match at Crown Jewel was good, and then we're getting here. I'm thinking, no, get the chamber. We need a stipulation. But of course, again, the whole Bray Wyatt calling both these men out threw me off. But they still went with what I felt they should have done, which is what they did. Well, they did. It was not a no contest. It was a legitimate match, short. And the last time they wrestled, well, besides Rumble, Bobby Lashley got Brock Lesnar in the Hurt Lock, but Brock was able to reverse it for a reverse crucifix pin or something like that. And then, of course, Bobby Lashley just beat him down and got him to pass out before he returned before Rumble. This time, though, Bobby Lashley got Brock in the Hurt Lock. And when Brock realized Bobby had him beat this time, he scoop kicked him in the groin and low blowed him for a DQ finish. And then afterwards, Brock just went nuts and just wreaked havoc again. So here's the thing, though, again. With Bray Wyatt lurking around, the path is not clear. Will Bray Wyatt wait till after WrestleMania, which would seem very odd indeed? Or, again, is it just simply going to set up for a Brock Lesnar, Bobby Lashley match at WrestleMania? Of course, there's still rumors of Edge versus Finn Balor one-on-one inside Hell in a Cell. I would honestly rather see this be inside Hell in a Cell, but someone also suggested, I've heard somewhere saying, what if they did these two in a fight pit, because they both have a UFC background? I mean, they could, but I don't know. I don't want to see a Hell in a Cell feels like, I want to see these two just go in there and be two monsters destroying each other. That's why I'd rather see Hell in a Cell or No Holds Barred or Falls Count Anywhere, even Extreme Rules. I'll take an Extreme Rules match from these two. Or Last Man Standing. Just a match where the two can beat the shit out of each other. Fight Pit may hit that, but I don't know. I mean, it would work because they both have UFC backgrounds, but I want something like what we hope to have gotten at WrestleMania 20 with Goldberg and Brock Lesnar, which of course that sucked, but this will not. So the match is going to happen again at WrestleMania, no doubt about it. Again, I didn't think they really even had to do this at Chamber. They could have done something else, but again, I want an uncontained big man fight at WrestleMania. I've been waiting to see these two literally go all out and put on a clinic for the longest time. So, give it to me. Give it to me. Give me what I want. But, yeah. So, yeah, this, again, if it wasn't for Bray Wyatt's tease, I would have been like, perfect. Because, again, the story here was Brock Lesnar realized that Bobby had him beat and was not able to get out of it this time. I'll continue to still say this, though. I still don't get why the crowd... I mean, yes, Brock Lesnar is cool as Cowboy Brock, but me, personally, I still want Bobby Lashley to pin Brock clean. I think Bobby Lashley deserves a clean pinfall victory over Brock Lesnar. And again, with how Brock's instigated most of this, I still don't get why they're making Bobby out to be the heel. I still don't get. I mean, he's not a full-on heel, but the crowd sure treating Bobby like a heel. But we'll see what happens. But we should be getting these guys one more time at WrestleMania 39. And I cannot wait for this match, as it will be awesome. Okay, let's get on to match number 3. Edge and Beth Phoenix versus Judgment Day's Finn Balor and Rhea Ripley. And of course, Dominic Mysterio in the corner for the Judgment Day, as he keeps an eye out and is there for Mommy. First off, no doubt about it. Well, the 4 in the ring did that were great, other than one botched spot, which we will talk about that in a second. But Dominic Mysterio was the one who got most of the attention throughout this match. The crowd was chanting "F you, Dom" for a good, half of it, I would say. And he instigated so much in this match. It was so great. Like I keep saying, I feel like after WrestleMania, parts of Judgment Day will be going their separate ways. Well, mostly Finn Balor and Damian Priest, who should just be single stars. But I beg WWE, as I still hope that Rhea beats Charlotte at Mania, keep Rhea and Dom together, even after if you split up Judgment Day, because this is just too good. Well, of course, we still do have Dom and Ray, which Ray did not show up. I thought he would, but maybe he'll do something after this coming Friday on SmackDown when Ray takes on Karrion Kross. And we'll see, of course, what that goes. But I am still, excited about Ray versus Dominic. But as far as the in-ring goes, besides, of course, the crowd, chanting, F you to Dominic, this match was great. It was really good. All 4 of these men and women worked together. I was confused, though, because there was a couple times they made it seem like that the men and the women could attack each other. And it wasn't just like an instance where they teased it. It's like they made the tags, but it wasn't like as soon as Beth tagged in Edge that they were what's it called? That Rhea came in. It felt like that Beth was going in to fight Finn. So I was a little confused by that. But still, great action, great back and forth. The one spot, though, that hurt this match, though. So there was a spot in the match where Dom got on the apron and he was trying to slip through the ropes to distract the referee. Well, while the referee was yelling at him, Dom slid the brass knucks right under his vision, basically. And I guess Rhea had used them to her advantage and to knock out Edge. And Finn goes to pin Edge 1, 2, and then the referee slows up for the 3, and Finn had to kick out of the 3 count, but Beth was not hit with the brass knucks. But I think Beth was late trying to break up the pinfall. So that was a very obvious botch. But other than that botch, there were still a couple other, spots where like Dom, I think even like pulled Beth's leg off the top rope, and had her fall. There was a spot where I know Finn crawled underneath the ring to get to the other side to yank Edge off there. I think whenever Dom pulled Beth off the rope, Edge jumped out and went chasing after Dom, and Dom ran away like a scared little man. Although he would come back out, I was confused as to why Edge just didn't go back after him again. So that was a little strange, but, no big deal. Oh yeah, there was a spot also, they were brawling outside, and Finn was on the top rope, and I think Rhea got pushed into, like, the ring, and, like, her hand, like, bumped the rope, and it knocked Finn off, too. So, some different spots I thought were unique. But, at the end of the day, what was it now? Oh, yeah. So, there was a spot towards, it gets to the end, and Beth Phoenix hits the Glam Slam on Rhea Ripley, while outside the ring hits it on the floor. And then Edge was able to pin Finn Balor. So Edge and Beth get the victory. Fine. Rhea was not pinned. That was my biggest concern. I did not want Rhea to be pinned, which she wasn't. So she was protected. However, though, the only thing is about this, if they gave Edge and Beth the win here, then what's the point of doing Edge versus Finn at WrestleMania? Especially since Edge pinned Finn here. Like, at this point, like, if they would do the match at WrestleMania, I'd want to see Finn win. Because Edge and Beth already got their revenge. So, to me, what's the point of doing this one more time? That's why it gives me another reason to want to see Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley inside Hell in a Cell instead of Edge and Finn. You get what I'm saying? This is why I keep saying also, I feel like this should have been Edge and Beth versus Dom and Rhea. That way Dom can take the pin, but they can still do Edge and Finn at WrestleMania. So, now that it's happened, like I said, they still may do it, but I don't see myself being as intrigued by the match if they're not going to do it at Mania. So, we'll see what happens, but we still do got Rey and Dom happening at Mania, which, again, I'm hoping we get, like, a little more of a direction with that. Also, unless I check Raw, it was shown on Raw this week, I still gotta check that YouTube clip of Edge and not Edge, Finn either. Dom and Rhea crashing Rey and what's it called? Ray and his wife's, basically Dom's parents' Valentine's celebration. I still gotta check out that clip and see that, but we'll see again how it goes for most of these people in this match. It's, again, great match still. It was definitely, a little more fun than I thought it would be. Well, of course, again, Triple H in charge, but like I said, that botch did hurt it. That botch was the thing that I think that stood out like a sore thumb in this match, where Beth was late breaking up the pin. But let's take a quick breather, check the live chat really fast. Let me see here. I think we were at... That's why I'm glad Triple H is in creative and not Vince for now, thank God. And when they sell WB, I hope that Triple H gets sustained creative, because if Vince comes back, I'm done watching WWE. Which I may be doing the same and running away if that is the case. Tyler thinks should be Bianca versus Rhea and Charlotte versus Asuka at Mania, which, again, I wouldn't be opposed to them. Who do you think Adam Cole's going to feud with for Revolution? Who? That is tough. I don't know. Who could Adam Cole feud with for Revolution? I have to think about that one. Who is Becky facing at WrestleMania this year? I don't know if Becky is even going to be on the card. Unless, well, it's confusing because there's still rumors that Ronda and Shayna are going to win the women's tag titles. But they still may do that match with like Becky and Lita and possibly Trish taking on Damage Control, which again, if Damage Control was booked better, I would be more invested into that match. But since they haven't been, I'm not quite as excited. But again, too, Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins were in one of those WrestleMania commercials, which they were both freaking awesome in. Because yeah, if it's not going to be Ronda, and it won't be Bayley, Becky may be sitting out WrestleMania this year. So I don't know. We will see, though. I've heard rumors that Kenny Omega is going to sign with WWE. Apparently, WWE is trying. I think Kenny's contract apparently does expire soon. And apparently, they're more interested in signing him than Jay White. You just never know, because remember what happened last year with Cody. But you just never know. But, Tyler still thinks Brock is overstaying his welcome. As I keep saying, I would be thinking the same if it wasn't for this like new character, like Cowboy Brock thing. If it wasn't for that, I'd probably feel the same way. Roman Reigns, Gunther, Bobby Lashley, and Brock Lesnar. Fatal 4-Way would be pretty deadly, of course. Who's Braun Strowman going to wrestle at WrestleMania 39? He may be sitting out too. I don't know. Like they've already done him and Gunther. I don't think they'll do him in Brock's wrestling. I mean, I don't think they'll do him and Bray, but you never know. But he may be sitting out too. Do you think if they were to turn Kevin Owens heel again and playing with Paul Heyman, that would be great? Honestly, if Kevin Owens has not already ran his mileage as a heel, yes, I would say that. If this was a couple years ago. It might be a little too late for that, though. But that honestly would not be a bad pairing at all. Why have Rhea win the Rumble last month? Give it to Becky or Asuka. Becky, I didn't feel needed it. I mean, Asuka, she's already won the Rumble before, but new character, I wouldn't have been opposed to it. But someone fresh like Rhea winning it, I'm not opposed. And I would say Darby Allin versus Adam Cole. Woo! That's not a bad idea, actually. I'm not opposed to Darby Allin versus Adam Cole. Have we had that match yet? I feel like we may have once, but that wouldn't be too bad. Because I keep hearing since Sting is going to be probably retiring soon, there is a chance they may have Darby be Sting's last opponent. But we shall see. We shall see. But let's finish up with these last two matches here, guys. The two matches that I can already consider early match of the year candidates. And to me, it's still tough for me to pick which match I love more. So first we have the men's Elimination Chamber match for the United States Championship. The first time I think the U.S. title's been defended inside the chamber, because the last time a mid-card title was defended, well, it wasn't defended, it was vacated, was in 2015 when Daniel Bryan vacated the Intercontinental title. And it was, who was in that match? Ryback. I know Ryback won. It was Ryback, Sheamus, Wade Barrett, Mark Henry, because he had that spot where he broke up a pinfall, and I can't remember who else was in it, but no need to remember because that wasn't even that good of a match either. Well, I don't remember it, but that didn't care about it. But so this is the first time I think, and since then, that a mid-card title was defended inside of the chamber. But we have Austin Theory, Johnny Gargano, Montez Ford, Seth freaking Rollins, Damian Priest, and the Colossus, Bronson Reed. So going into this match, I figured Austin Theory's either retaining or they're going to give the title to Bronson Reed to protect him. Because I keep saying Bronson Reed is a lightning in the bottle. again, as I keep saying, before they released him in 2021, he was just grabbing his niche in NXT. And Vince even gave him, I think, a tryout for the main roster, but they immediately released him. And I still, again, don't get why. Because he went to New Japan and he did awesome. I still keep getting recommended at some point to watch his match with Kazuchika Okada, which I, again, may have to do that at some point if I have time. So this match I thought was going to be good, but I thought it was even better than that. So most of these guys had like some momentum going in. Bronson Reed, coming in as like the new big man, strong guy. Seth Rollins, the veteran. Austin Theory, who's had a strong reign as U.S. champ so far. Damian Priest, who, is with Judgment Day, has sustained some solid momentum. Montez Ford, of course, who I was intrigued to see him have his first singles showing on pay-per-view. And, of course, Johnny Gargano, who, again, has not really done much other than be, like, best buddies with Dexter Lumis. But, again, his plans were still ruined because of Tommaso Ciampa's injury, because there was heavy rumors of having a DIY reunion, which would be a nice addition for the tag team division. DIY versus the Usos? Sign me up. If we still have the Usos after WrestleMania, we'll talk about that surely too, but holy smokes. Do I wish that I would have done live reactions for this. This match was filled with 6 guys with some to lots of momentum, and all 6 of these guys came out looking like stars. First off, we started off the chamber match with Seth Rollins and Johnny Gargano, which first off is a dream match. They have excellent chemistry. And no doubt why I would want to see them have a dream match, for sure. They would be awesome one-on-one together. And then we had Austin Theory, who, yes, wrestled, but also played like the coward, champion, with his back against the wall, 1 in 6 odds, or whatever the heck it was. My favorite spot, only because of what my friend's remark was whenever Theory in this match, was when he hid in his pod, and I think Johnny was trying to get in, and then Austin's like, ha, you can't get in, but then Seth just casually opens up the other side, and my friend Dan, who has been watching Seinfeld, he knows how big of a Seinfeld fan he was, he goes, hello, Theory. It was kind of like that thing where Seth just opens up the door and goes, hello, Theory, instead of, hello, Newman. And basically his plan backfired, but I thought that was priceless. Damian Priest also got in there. He looked great. Bronson Reed looked great. But even though, of course, he didn't win the match, the star-making performance in this match, no doubt about it. Again, all 6 men came out looking like even bigger stars. But the one who I think came out like with the biggest ovation for sure, as it should have, is Montez Ford. Montez Ford, again, we've been saying we were waiting for him to really break out. This is a singles breakout moment. He was awesome. I kept saying I wanted to see a from the heavens from the top of one of the pods. No. This guy climbed up to the very top of the cage, to the roof, like Spider-Man, and dropped himself onto a bunch of people. He did these crazy ass dives through the ropes. He was flailing all over the place, and he just made it look so gracefully and naturally. He was crazy in this match, but I loved it. I'm thinking this is I've said for years, a dream match I had in NXT, and he is on his way back up. Not quite there yet, but at their best, I still want to see him versus Ricochet. I think they could put on a high-flying clinic. But that even wasn't my favorite spot in the match, though. Montez was the star of the match. My favorite spot of the match, though, was the spot where Johnny Gargano and Seth Rollins were just chilling on the top of the pod. They're just like chilling, laughing, a good time. They're like, hey, we're fighting here. Yeah, we're fighting. Oops, my scarf's coming off. All that back and forth. And then Seth picks him up, and it looks like he's going to just toss him down, like he's going to do just his usual buckle bomb into everyone else. Instead, Johnny Gargano reverses Seth Rollins into a hurricanrana and just chucks him off the top of the pod. I popped. For those who watch my men's Rumble live reactions, and I was losing my voice, I was already losing my voice in this match because I was just that into it. It was just spot on amazing. It was beautiful. And like Bronson Reed got in there. There was a few times he was slamming people like into the corners of the pods. I think he like literally like almost knocked out Damian Priest. But Bronson, even though I thought he was my second pick to win, was the first to get eliminated, as it took everyone's finisher to get him out. So I was okay with how they eliminated Bronson. And I think it was Johnny. Then I think it was Damian Priest. Now, when it came down to the final three, Austin Theory, Montez Ford, and Seth Rollins, I was saying I kind of wanted it to end, was starting to see the light of like, oh, this should end how it did in 2019 with the back and forth between Daniel Bryan and Kofi Kingston. I wanted to see that kind of be like how it ended with Montez Ford and Austin Theory. But then, of course, I forgot that somebody else. Well, first off, again, Montez, again, who is, I still say, stole this match, got eliminated after Seth Rollins hit him with a curb stomp, and I think Austin tossed Seth out of the way and then pinned Montez to get credit for the pinfall. And at first I thought maybe that this was legitimate, but they started tending to Montez Ford like he actually got hurt. Like I was getting like vibes from when Shane McMahon took that spear from Roman at Survivor Series 2016. Because I thought for real they may have injured Montez Ford. But they did this because they wanted to kind of give him that standing ovation moment from the crowd that like literally get recognized for what he did in this match. Because again, he was the best part of this match for sure. I mean, again, not the best spot, some of the best spots, but as far as the best performer, oh yes, he was the best performer in this match. But it was an excuse also for him to open up the chamber and for that sneezy little weasel scammer Logan Paul slipped into the cage while the door was open and hit a buckshot lariat on Seth Rollins to then do a curb stomp leading to Austin Theory hitting the ATL, the Austin Theory launch, or I'm sorry, A-Town Down he calls it now, for him to retain the U.S. title, thanks to that scumbag I cannot stand, Logan Paul. So Logan Paul interferes and costs Seth Rollins the match. And as we've been, obviously seeing since Rumble, we're going to be getting Seth Rollins versus Logan Paul at WrestleMania 39. Here's the thing. I think that match is still going to be awesome. I can't believe I keep admitting this, but Logan Paul knows what to do in the ring. I hate, though, that he's this good, but I acknowledge he's this good. I would be more excited for this, though, again, if he was not getting sued right now for whatever bullcrap he's trying to pull. If he was not getting sued for all of that, I would be, I think a little more excited. But again, I don't understand why he's here if he's kind of being investigated in. So that's what hurts this. But if it wasn't for that, because I remember months ago when Logan was getting ready to wrestle Roman, I think it was, I said if Seth Rollins is U.S. champion going to WrestleMania, I'm not opposed to doing a Seth Rollins and Logan Paul match. But we're still getting it. But again, because he's investigating right now, I'm like, why are we still doing this? So, I don't get that. But, aside from that, and yes, I will be doing a turn alert on Logan Paul as he's officially a heel again in my mind. As he should be. People want to boo him. They don't want to cheer him. Yes, he's a successful social media guy who is outdoing everybody on the WWE roster, but let's face reality. Even though, of course, you want to punch him in the face, you want to boo him, you gotta acknowledge that he knows what it takes. And if he's going in there and wrestling Seth freaking Rollins at WrestleMania, it is gonna be a good match. A really good match. Logan Paul, again, was able to steal the show at SummerSlam last year with The Miz. If Logan Paul could go to town with Roman Reigns and steal the show, outdid Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar last man standing, then I have no doubt that Seth Rollins and Logan Paul can be good. But anyways, so yeah, like I said, match of the year candidate for sure. Possibly one of the best chamber matches I've ever seen for sure. Maybe the best one. Like I said, 6 fresh guys came out as 6 fresh new stars. Everyone in this match benefited from being in this match. And we get Austin Theory retaining. And apparently on Raw tomorrow, Austin Theory during the Elimination Chamber press conference issued an open challenge. And the person who answered that open challenge was Edge. We'll see where that goes. Some people are predicting it's going to be Finn screwing over Edge, which again, okay, but also hello, why are we still doing this if Edge and Beth got their revenge? I'm still not quite sure why they're doing that, but we'll see where that goes. But I still say Austin Theory, U.S. Open Challenge from WrestleMania 39, and have it answered by Mr. John Cena. Again, this Austin Theory, again, there have been rumors since last year, and for SummerSlam they're going to do Theory and Cena. But now again, with this new Austin Theory, this is the Austin Theory I want to see wrestle John Cena at WrestleMania. And have the U.S. title involved in it. It's going to be another match that, again, I am just pumped and cannot wait to see. So now we got that match of the year candidate out of the way. Let's get to the main event. One of the most hyped match we've had in quite a while. Probably the most excited for a match I've been maybe since Kofi Mania, or even though it had a botched finish, the women's main event of WrestleMania 35. Or, no, we'll go back even sooner than that. Sasha and Bianca also was a big exciting match as well for me. Let's talk about this. Roman Reigns versus the hometown hero, the hometown boy, Montreal's very own favorite son, Sami Zayn, who again has his old theme of Worlds Apart back. You had his family at ringside. We knew who his wife was because at one point in the match where Sammy got really hot in the match, he ran over, just grabbed his wife and went, and like, you were a big smooch. Although he got like, what, spear or Superman punched after that. And I was like, oh, was that like the kiss of death or something? But so this match, as we all know, literally had probably some of the biggest hype, again, since either Kofi Mania or go all the way back to 2014. And Daniel Bryan and the Authority as well. This match had so much hype. People wanted Sammy to win so bad. The first 5 minutes of this match, Roman and Sammy didn't even move. They just took in the crowd, the Ole chants, the Sammy chants, the FU Roman chants. Like, they weren't going to let them start the match. They were not going to let them start this match. And it was, again, just insane. It was crazy. It was just, oh, man. Everyone in Montreal and their mamas, my fiance, so many people I know wanted Sammy to win this. I, of course, even wanted Sammy to win this, but I felt they weren't going to give it to Sammy. I still felt that they were going to stay the course and have it be Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens versus the Usos at WrestleMania. And as I keep saying, what I think still makes that special is, again, because both, even though, of course, they've had their individual WrestleMania moments, Kevin Owens got to wrestle Stone Cold Steve Austin last year. He won the U.S. title from Chris Jericho. They both, their first WrestleMania matches, they both got to wrestle in an Intercontinental title ladder match, WrestleMania 32. They were on the losing end of Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon. Well, Daniel Bryan's return to the ring at WrestleMania 34. 35, Sammy was out injured. Kevin Owens had nothing. 36, Kevin Owens did wrestle Seth Rollins in a good match. I wasn't a fan of Sami Zayn and Daniel Bryan's match because they were like not letting Sammy wrestle at the time, so I wasn't a fan of that. 37, they wrestled one-on-one. Good match. Again, last year, Sammy got to wrestle Johnny Knoxville, and we said Kevin Owens and Stone Cold Steve Austin, but they've never had a WrestleMania moment together. And them winning the tag titles is them having that moment together. So that, I think, I mean, yes, Sammy not winning this match may, of course, I mean, even though I think Cody Rhodes, on-screen character, has done all he can to still protect himself, to not get Batista or Roman Reigns, like, you know, from 2014 and 2015, when the crowd just wanted Daniel Bryan. I don't think Cody Rhodes is going to be a victim of that. But I don't know if they'll be able to, Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns will be able to top the hype and, you know, the delivery from Roman and Sammy. But there was still just great near falls in this match. Great, you know, counters. Great, like, storytelling. Again, as I keep saying, since Roman Reigns turned heel, since his feud with Jey Uso, his trash talk in the ring, when you hear what Roman's actually saying to Sammy in the ring, or like yelling at Sammy's family at ringside, and like even like beating up Sammy in front of his family, like you know, the trash he says makes it you even more invested, made you more into this. It was just so excellent. Like, this whole story since, like, whenever it started last summer has been on point. Like, it's all simple pieces put together for a masterpiece. And that's exactly what this was and what it needed to be. And again, other than Sammy not winning, which I was, you know, expecting, it still delivered. And I still, you know, watched the live reactions. How close the goal was. You had to have moments where you believed Sami Zayn was going to beat Roman with the Blue Thunder Bomb. He had that near fall. He hit Roman with a couple haluva kicks, I believe it was. I think he Superman punched Roman several times. Like, he was making me pop. Other than, of course, yes, no haircut, this was Sami Zayn from NXT. And I just loved seeing it again. It was just awesome, phenomenal stuff, great near falls, and they even went as far. I didn't think they would go this far. They had Sami Zayn kick out of a spear. I did not think they would ever have all the hype for this match, I did not think they would have Sami Zayn kick out of a spear. I lost it when he kicked out of the spear. It was a moment. It was an outstanding, match. And then, of course, there was a couple referee bumps. Jimmy Uso surprisingly did show up. I didn't think he would, because again, I've heard rumors that he was not going to be allowed to show up because of his history of DUIs. But he did show up. We never saw Solo, though. I was surprised by that. But Jimmy showed up. He even tried beating down Sammy. That wasn't enough. And then, of course, the big moment with all the chills. Jey Uso showed up, got in the ring between Roman and Sammy. Sammy was laying by the ropes, not tied up, but similar to how Kevin Owens was after their match at Rumble. And Roman Reigns was given a chair from Paul Heyman. I think at this point the referees were down. But basically, Roman's like, well, Jay, what's it going to be? What's it going to be? He hands Jay the chair. And I'm like, oh my goodness, is this the moment? Because the predictable prediction was that Jey Uso was going to turn on Sami Zayn. And Jay's got the chair. And it looks like he's going to go for Sammy. But then it looks like he's going to go for Roman. And then Roman had his back turned. And I'm like, oh my gosh. He's going to do it to Roman. He's going to do it to Roman. But Sammy gets up, goes to spear Roman. Roman gets out of the way, and Sammy accidentally speared Jay. And Jay rolled out of the ring, and you never saw him again for the rest of the night. Because that, of course, cost Sammy. It eventually led to Roman spearing Sammy a second time. Sammy lost. Heartbreaking loss. But then afterwards, though, Jimmy Uso came in the ring. And he started beating down on Sammy. And Roman, I believe, that's right. No, I'm sorry. After Sammy had speared Jay, Roman got some chair shots in. Of course. And there was a couple, referee bumps. A couple referees knocked out. A couple, pinfalls where Sammy's he had pinned Roman, but of course there was no referee and vice versa. But anyway, so after the match, Jimmy starts beating down on Sammy. They were setting up to basically, take out Sammy for good. But then, of course, everybody's chanting for him, and he does show up. Kevin Owens did return for the first time since the Rumble to save Sami Zayn. Now, he did, I know there was a point in the match where I think he was in the beatdown. He did stun Roman, and I think he wasn't done with him. Paul Heyman runs into the ring. And with Kevin Owens' back turned to him, Paul Heyman throws these childish, hissy fit looking punches like bing, 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 bing. It didn't even hurt. Owens no sold them. They were horrible punches, but they were just so hilarious. And then Kevin Owens turns around, and I think Heyman's something like, no, I don't want to be with him. I want to be with you, or something like that. And then Owens is like, piss off, and then hits him with a stunner. And of course, Heyman sold it so much better than Vince did last year's Mania. But Anyways, Owens stuns Hangman, and then Sammy and Kevin like basically double teamed and took out Roman, and then the show ends with Owens like just staring down Sammy, like acknowledging him, and Sammy's replayed, and of course Sammy getting like a hero's ovation, but that was kind of their way of like, we're sorry he didn't win, but we'll at least have him be the last man standing at the end, which, if I wasn't, yes, again, this whole thing set the bar so high for Roman and Cody for Mania. Yes, it does feel like at this point that they're literally just handing Cody the title, even though, again, because he was out for, 8-9 months. He only had like 3 or 4 matches, or 5, like however matches he had like on Raw and pay-per-views before his injury. Yes, they gave him number 30 spot. Yes, I get that it makes you frustrated. Cody, though, still has a story. And I get it. It may not outdo this, but he deserves a moment. And I keep saying this too. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn deserve a moment together at WrestleMania. That's why, even though they wanted to see Sami dethrone Roman, the reminder here is that the true story still is Sami Zayn and Jey Uso. There's still questions. Was Jey Uso going to hit Roman? Or was Jey Uso going to turn on Sami? And keep this in mind also, because my friend Joe mentioned this last night. Would they have the match at Mania? Will they have Jey Uso fully turned on Sami? Or will the match still be with Jey Uso unsure of it, still not telling us yet if he has turned on Sami or not? And what if Roman and what if Kevin and Sami win because Jey turns his back on the bloodline entirely? I don't know if they would go on as like singles competitors, after that. Even like again with Roman probably having not much to do after that either. What would the Usos do after they drop the titles too? But that's not a bad idea either. Going into WrestleMania, still with Jey Uso in doubt of who he's siding with, Roman or Sami. So we'll have to wait and see. But guys, it's been a long but fun, effective stream. Again, I'm excited again about the new intro, my new gimmick for I Am the Man himself. And again, this was an outstanding show to review. I gave the show an A. Had Sami would have won that main event, the show would have gotten an A+ from me. But since he didn't win it, I gave it an A. And for the first time in a while, I'm trying to bring stuff back to the channel. But where is it here? I did do a poll on Twitter last night. For what grade would you give Chamber? 21 votes, 81% said A, 10% said B, 10% said C, nobody said D or under or lower, which I probably would have said you're nuts, but again, that's your opinion, of course. But yes, that is, of course, my thoughts and my review for WWE's Elimination Chamber 2023. The best show so far in the Triple H era. And 2 match of the year candidates. That men's chamber match and the main event. Outstanding, outstanding stuff. But let's check the live chat before we go off the air here, guys. Been a long but fun stream. Adam Cole, Chris Jericho. That would be better than Ricky Starks versus Chris Jericho. They could do that, but I still think they're going to somehow do Ricky Starks and Chris Jericho still. But at some point, yes, Adam Cole and Chris Jericho, that'd be a good match. What about Bray Wyatt versus Edge? I'm not opposed to it. We'll see where they go with that. Where has Shinsuke Nakamura been? I'm hearing he's hurt. I heard rumors he's hurt, and that's why he didn't come back with Rick Boogs. But maybe they'll reunite him when he get right back. Who knows? You know, Shane McMahon was never in the Elimination Chamber match. He jumped off of the chamber. He never was? Are we really going to have a WrestleMania show without Randy Orton and without AJ Styles? Looks very likely, unfortunately, yes. Ashley, my fiance, I'm telling Peyton you are talking smack. Not him, no, I'm talking smack on you. Split the World Tag Titles, Fire Horse Face. Tyler gave the show a 6.5 out of 10. He gave the pay-per-view, okay? And we got Mark joining us later. What's up, Mark? Thank you for joining me. I'm surprised Jay did try and save his brother from going through that table. Two, you did save him as well. From definitely, again, I forgot. Owens did that pop-up powerbomb to the table also as well. But yeah, again, the big question remains still, who was Jay going to turn on? Who is he going to do it to? We'll have to find out. And Tyler says Theory is a punk. Well, he's a great punk in my opinion. But which also, by the way, I'm hearing rumblings that apparently CM Punk was in attendance at that New Japan show where Kyrie fought Mercedes yesterday also. So, I don't know what that means, of course, but we, of course, will have to wait and see. But, guys, I think we're going to call it a night here. That is going to do it again for my WWE Elimination Chamber 2023 review. I gave the show an A. Strong A. Again, would have been A+ if Sami Zayn would have won, but we are now on the road to WrestleMania 39 with a lot of great matches set up that I am looking forward to. And, of course, going into WrestleMania season, again, things are still busy for me right now, but I'm going to try, no promises, try to start doing weekly reviews live again. Some still may have to be pre-recorded depending on how busy I get, but if I really am able to, I will try to start doing some stuff live again. Again, I'm trying to, again, life's still busy for me, but I'm still trying to, as much as I can, keep this channel going however I can and keep things as normal as it was. Keep it as fun again. That's why I did, the new intro. That's why I made the social media accounts. I'm going to try to, be posting more on TikTok and my new Instagram page that was just created to that. I'm going to try to, keep doing things on this channel, differently. Again, it's just for fun. It's just a hobby, but I love you guys and I'm creative as well. So I want to have a creative mind, with my content still. Keep playing around with my creativity and have some fun. So guys, what are your guys' thoughts again on Elimination Chamber 2023? And I gave it an A. What grade would you guys give it? Leave your thoughts down in the comments section below. Be sure as always to slap a like on the video. Subscribe for more content to come to my channel. And follow me on all social media. Got used to saying this now. First, follow me on Twitter at the Club of Demand 93 because Twitter sucks and they told me I wouldn't let me do the Club of Demand 1993. Can't do that many characters. Could give me 2 more characters. So I'm now officially Twitter, the Club of Demand 93. Be sure also to shout for me for sub and follow me on TikTok at the Club of Demand 1993. And you may now also follow me on Instagram at the Club of Demand 1993. And as always, guys, please stay tuned for any more content to come to the channel. Wrestling related, baseball related, video game related, comedies if I ever do another comedy review again. You just wait for it and it'll come for you. Guys, that does it all. I'm checking out. I'll catch you all later. Thank you, Sid, for watching. And always remember, in order to be superior to the man, you gotta be the man. And for I am the man himself.